going on, you guys? So Keith one-time Thurman. We've been talking about Keith quite a bit lately. And Keith, we've been wondering what's been going on with Keith one-time Thurman. We have some, Keith Thurman don't necessarily come out, and he only really do interviews with like PBC podcasts, right? So I have a couple of articles here, right? And you know how I like to read some of these articles sometimes. So sit back and enjoy your ride to work or whatever it is you're doing, right? But Keith one-time Thurman says that the welterweight division is being held up by Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. holding all the belts. Now, I remember at one point in time, Keith Thurman was the guy holding all the belts. And yeah, he gave guys like Sean Porter and Denny Garcia a shot. But, once guys like Spence came around, Keith Thurman wasn't, he was kind of holding up the division. He was injured and all this other stuff, right? But yeah, Keith Thurman says this. Thurman wants belts. And if he can't get one at 147, I might have to move up. So yeah, he said he may have to move up to 154 pounds. He was said this on the PBC podcast, talking about his unhappiness with the titles at 147 being controlled by Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I mean, look, bro, we know this is what it is right now. We waiting for the big fight, the undisputed fight between Crawford and Spence. I mean, we got to wait till this show's over, right? All these young fighters and everybody just waiting for their shots, and y'all got to wait, bro. For two champions, Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, to be holding onto all four belts right now, it just hurts the welterweight division as far as making some of the most exciting fights. Not really, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of exciting fights that could be made right now. What are you guys waiting on Crawford and Spence for? Right? What are we waiting for? I seen an interview with Bruce Ennis said, I'm tired of all this talk. I'm tired of everybody talking. Just sign a contract, right? What are we waiting on? Bruce Ennis said he's willing to fight Stanionis or Thurman right now. In the meantime, Bruce Ennis and Ortiz and Stanionis know they got time on their side. But Keith Thurman, he's 33 years old now. He don't have time on this side. And quote, this is what he says. All right, let me continue. I believe a lot of fighters could be champions if there wasn't an Errol Spence and Bud Crawford currently holding on to all the belts. If all the belts were free floating out there, we would have a lot of young champions out there, and there will be a lot of new action. Well, that goes without saying. However, we gotta wait till the chapter of Spence and Crawford has come to a close, bro. Right? You did a lot of bullshit in boxing. You did a lot of inactivities, man. And wait till I get to the later about this Ugas. You go like, what is going on with Keith Thurman, y'all? Just sit back, man. This might be a little bit longer than usual this morning. I'm gonna give you guys something to talk about, something to think about this morning, because Keith Thurman, he's all over the place. Like, what are you on, bro? You heard about this $10 million for Jerron Ennis. I mean, you say a lot of these fights can happen, but you believe Crawford and Spence holding up the division because bro, what are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? You can start this action now. What are we waiting on? And he says, we just have to wait to see what manifests in the welterweight division and how we get past this generation of everybody fighting for the crown. It's not that I'm running away from the welterweight division. I'll be happy to jump back down to the welterweight division, but I'm all about good fights and proper timing. Yeah, and timing. One time. At one point in time, he was one time. It's all about timing for Keith Thurman. Yeah, you wasted a lot of time. We haven't seen you a lot of the time. Like, what's going on, Keith Thurman? Right? What's going on, Keith Thurman? You talking about time. Once upon a time. Right? Sometime. Proper time. Like, what's good, Keith? What proper time? Your receding hairline? I mean, you showing age. What's going on, bro? Right? Crawford and Spence, this is the fight we all been waiting for. Hopefully one of those guys bless you with an opportunity when one of them becoming a winner, right? Hopefully for your sake, Crawford or Spence, whoever wins the fight, bless you with an opportunity that you didn't bless them with, right? Because they didn't forget, especially Errol Spence. He didn't forget. You was totally dismissive of Errol Spence. So if he beats Bud, he could give you the side eye and do what he wants to do. Forget Keith one-time Thurman, right? Crawford could do the same thing. He can go after Jermell Charlo like he was planning on doing. So Keith Thurman really, he's surrounded by a whole bunch of crocodiles right now, young crocodiles. that's ready to take his crown, right? His crown meaning his status. Not his titles, his status is one of the top guys, one of the former champions, etc. Right? A lot of young fighters like to fight former champions to see where they're at, see if they could, So Keith Thurman's in that type of position right now. And now he's mad that Crawford and Spence holding on to all the belts, and now he believes they ain't holding up the division because of it. Come on, bro. And then Keith one-time Thurman says he'll be open to fighting Dennis Ugas, and he's looking to return in October. Now, there's rumors going around that Crawford and Spence is going down October 29th, I believe, right? Don't quote me on it. This is just what the rumor is. Just be waiting for it, right? It's October 29th, something. But Keith Thurman looking to fight in October as well. But check this out. So, and salute to Boxing News 24, because even though they can be biased and opinionated, there's a lot of truth in some of the shit they be saying, right? If you could take your feelings out of it. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and read it. It says, it's not likely that Thurman's handlers will match him against Ugas, though, because one time is coming off a second bout with C19, and he gained a bunch of weight while recovering from the illness. Yeah. So allegedly, Keith Thurman contacted that virus again, right? Allegedly. This is what they're saying. Like, what happened? What? Right? It says, Thurman says he ballooned up to 188 pounds while sitting on the couch recovering, and he needs to get his weight down to 160 before he starts training camp for his fight in October. So, yeah. Wait a minute. He ballooned up to almost 190 pounds, y'all. This whole time. This is why we probably haven't been seeing him too much on social media, because he probably gained a significant amount of weight. Keith Thurman is one of those guys that really balloons up in between fights. And if he's one of those dudes if he's not in the gym, maintaining his weight, staying disciplined, he will balloon up. There's a lot of fighters in history that's kind of like that. Muhammad Ali was a guy like that. He blew up a lot between fights. Some guys just blow up between fights, and Keith Thurman is definitely one of these guys. However, Keith Thurman, if he wants to be competitive, if he wants to have an edge over any of these guys, even the younger fighters, man, he has to be on his shit, bro. He's 33 years old now. He can't be ballooning up to 190 pounds and then try to melt back down to 147. He just can't keep doing that as a 30-something-year-old man. He's already not one time anymore. He's not knocking people out anymore. He don't have that power he once had, right? Like what's really good? Like, what you ballooning up, right? I had the virus, but I didn't balloon up. I lost weight, a lot of weight, because I wasn't like hungry and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't hungry. I wasn't, my appetite wasn't there. So yeah, I don't know if, let me just continue. Keith is coming off an impressive 12-round unanimous decision win over Mario Barrios last February in Las Vegas, and what was the first fight for him in 3 years since his loss to Manny Pacquiao in 2019. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. 3 years, bro. And you talking about Crawford and Spence holding up the division? Holding up the belts? By them holding the belts, that's holding up the division? And you've been out of the game for 3 years, bro? Come on, dog. After Thurman's one-sided win over Barrios, he had hoped to return to the ring in the summer, but contracted C19 messed up those plans, as well as his weight gain. So, yeah, that's allegedly what happened to Keith Thurman, you guys. He got sick again. Right? Then he says, quote, and this was on PBC podcast as well, I had a roller coaster and I was trying to get more active this year. I never got the phone call that I was going to get a summer fight, and they said it was going to get pushed back a little bit more. See, a lot of these guys over there on PBC, I'm not sure exactly. I don't think nobody knows exactly how they do business over there. I don't know, right? But it seems like a lot of these guys don't know when they're gonna fight. They just don't seem like they know. They just don't know, right? So you just kind of sitting around like, should I be training? I don't want to be training too hard. I don't want to burn myself out. I'm a little older now. I got to work smarter, not harder, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I don't know when I'm fighting again, and then I'm missing out on a whole nother year of action. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting older, not younger, right? These younger fighters are coming, and they looking really promising. I got to be on top of my game. I got to do something, right? So, yeah, Keith Thurman got a lot of shit going on, man. Then he says, I relaxed a little bit more, and I wasn't fully on my weight management the way that I wanted to be. Plus, I ended up contracting COVID for the second time. The first time this year and the second time because I had it last year. 7 days recovering from COVID, ordering Uber Eats, sitting on the couch, not doing nada. I stepped on the scale when I was recovered and I was 188 pounds. So I got back in the gym that following week, and by the next Friday I was down to 182. Yeah, Keith Thurman, you blowing up to almost 200 pounds, bro. Right? Meanwhile, even though guys like Crawford hasn't fought since his fight with Porter in November, he's not ballooning up to 188 pounds, sitting on the couch, Uber eating it, bro, doing nada. How are you, bro? If I know when I was sick, I didn't feel like eating nothing, bro. I just really didn't have no appetite like that. Like, so I lost some weight. Honestly, I lost some weight. Then he says, before I got COVID, they were saying fall, said Thurman when asked when he'll fight again. So look, this is what I've said. Like they, the powers that be, his handlers, told him fall. But it's looking like he ain't gonna be fighting that fall at all. Now he's looking to fight in October, but these guys don't know when they're gonna be fighting for real. They really just don't know. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they be getting these last minute notices and shit. They were saying September or October. Then I started hearing that it may look like October, and after October, I'm tired of waiting. So Keith Thurman don't know when he's gonna fight. He don't know who he's gonna fight. Jerome Booz Ennis said, "What's up with the smoke, bro?" Right? If you beat Booz Ennis, and that's a tall order. That's but if you do beat Booz Ennis, I mean, that nobody could deny you. You'll be in position. You'll take Booz Ennis' position as the IBF mandatory. You'll be like the number one guy damn near in every sanctioned body, Keith. Jerome Booz Ennis is Keith Thurman's ticket and potentially an undisputed title fight. You know what I'm saying? That's his shot. That's his segue right into a world title once again, right? But he got to go through Jerome Booz Ennis. I don't know if he wants to do that. You know, $10 million, that's his asking price, his starting point. They probably slammed the door on his ass when he asked that. You know what I'm saying? Then he says, I'm looking forward to this October date. I still don't have a legitimate name. I was supposed to get a few names. So anybody that says this is Thurman's next opponent is kind of a rumor, because I was supposed to get a list and I was supposed to go over it with my team. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, how does this business work over there? It seemed like it's just I don't know, right? I'm not going to talk too much about that here. I'll save it for a live stream. Then he says, I look forward to getting an actual list of names of true opponents for my next upcoming fight. Then Thurman says yes when asked if he'll be interested in fighting in Ugas. We can start playing the measuring stick game. For that purpose, I think it's a good fight. So he thinks Ugas will be a good fight as a measuring stick type of thing, right? Then he says, we're just slowly working on our diet, getting our body moving. We got a lot of work to do in July. He says we got a lot to do in July here. I think July will be a great month for weight management. Here we go again with the weight management thing. And by the end of July, if I can be somewhere from 168 to 165 in preparation for my next training camp, that'll be ideal. It's been a long time since I've been under 172, which is 22-pound weight drop. That's my average for most fights. Damn, Keith. For my fight against Manny Pacquiao, it was even worse. I was 182 at the start of camp, so it was a 35-pound weight drop. That didn't help my preparation, that I had to focus so much on losing weight rather than on strategy for victory, see? And these guys be inactive so much, they be in these weight loss camps. You know, Adrian Broner had a lot of weight loss camps. There's be a lot of these dudes, they be having weight loss camps. Errol Spence had a couple of weight loss camps. Because these dudes don't know when they fighting. They balloon up between fights and shit, and they get this, you know what I'm saying? Then they ain't sitting here losing weight instead of sharpening their skills. You know what I'm saying? So I've been learning from the past. I have my goals set and I have plenty of time to accomplish. So that's what I'm moving now, said Thurman. So Thurman is working on weight management once again. And I remember before his fight with Barrios, that's all he was talking about. Getting on weight, staying weight. Keith Thurman is a guy that has a lot of weight issues. He's a guy that likes to eat. He's a guy that likes to chill. All right? That's become obviously clear with Keith one time Thurman, and he likes to chill out. You know what I'm saying? However, he can't be chilling out if he plans on becoming a world champion, because he don't have that much time left in the sport of boxing as a top-tier fighter. He just don't. You know, a lot of spots of inactivity for Keith Thurman, a lot of injuries, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that took some time off of his lifespan as a boxer. So, yeah, Keith Thurman said he'll be open to fighting Yordenis Ugas. I think that will be a good fight for Keith Thurman. Both guys are around the same age. I think that's a good fight for both dudes. Keith Thurman said Crawford Spence is holding up the division with all these belts. Nah, bro, that's not what that is. That's what we've been waiting for. right? That's what we all been waiting for. And all them young guys can wait. See, Keith Thurman is in a position where he can't wait. You know what I'm saying? But these young guys, they can wait. And now Keith Thurman is bunched up with these dudes, and he may have to deal with them, and he probably don't like it too much. Also, he's dealing with weight issues, etc., etc., etc. I hope you guys like the video. Drive safely. Don't do nothing crazy. Be looking out for the next live stream. I'm gonna start the series, What's Going On with Boxing, episode 1. It'll probably be, I'll leave it in the community tab when it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be sometime, probably tomorrow or something. Maybe tomorrow, because I may be too busy today. Maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna start the What's Going On with Boxing series. And yeah, Keith One Time Thurman says he's opening Ugas. He says Crawford Spence holding up the division. What's next for Keith One Time Thurman, man? You know, he keeps gaining weight and all this other shit. We need to see you, Keith. We need to see you do something soon. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.